Hey, what's going on guys? Richie from 04 Mach 1 Speed. So this is going to be a quick video of this 10-year-old laser that was released back in 2007 to 2008. This is the Wicked Laser P125 or Pulsar 125, all stainless finish. Now of course, as you guys know, January 1st, 2015, that was the last day that Wicked Lasers was going to send lasers of residents of the United States, which basically means it was a lot more difficult to find them. In fact, really, your only surefire way of finding a Wicked Laser is to be a member of Laser Pointer Forums, and that's pretty much how I got this. There was a guy, and I'm not going to mention his name because I'm not sure if he wants me to do that, but there was a guy on Laser Pointer Forums that was willing to sell me his P125. Not really willing to sell me. He had it up for sale for everyone to see, but I wanted it really bad. So I don't care if it's the most boring color. It's 660 nanometers or 650. But it's 125 milliwatt 660. So it's a little bit more difficult to see unless you have some fog or some vape in your room. Now keep in mind, 125 milliwatt red is really not going to be that easy to see. It's almost going to appear as though it's not that bright, but keep in mind, at 125 milliwatts, it's still a class 3B, so it's still very dangerous. This guy was actually really cool because he sent me this along with the case. I'm not sure if that's the original case, it's probably not. The burning cap for the P125 and a cheap little eBay 5 milliwatts. If you guys ever purchase 5 milliwatt lasers on eBay, you know that they're not really 5 milliwatts. This is definitely not 5 milliwatts, probably closer to 50. Now, I don't know if this particular seller was the original owner or this is the second owner of this laser, but I definitely love it. I definitely love it a lot. I imagine that this thing's going to last quite some time. And whoever had it, the person who had it before me, took very good care of it. Obviously, it's in great shape. Now, like I've said in some of my previous videos, there are a lot of good quality laser companies out there. You just have to know who to go to. This came from This came from Rayfoss, which, by the way, Rayfoss, for some reason for me, doesn't exist anymore. I've tried to find it everywhere. Can't seem to find it anywhere. This was a Sci-Fi Lasers 501445, and then this was a cheap little eBay. And then, of course, I have a Sky Lasers 405 80 milliwatt pin coming as well. That just arrived in Los Angeles yesterday. So I should be having a review of the Sky Lasers 80 milliwatt pin 405. But there are a lot of quality products out there. You just have to know what to look for. If you're wanting to spend some money and you want to buy a laser, you really need to consider saving up some money and buying a quality laser. Obviously, you can't buy from Wicked Lasers anymore, but I'm going to give you a list of some fantastic companies to choose. You just need to save up. Don't go out and spend 40 or 50 bucks on a laser because, you know, it's just not going to last. It's not going to be good. I lucked out with the Laser 532 and definitely the Rayfoss 660 over there. This thing is a fantastic laser as well. It kind of looks like the 501 from Sci-Fi, but it's a little bit cheaper version. So some of the quality companies to go for, there is actually a lot if you know what to look for. I would definitely recommend Sci-Fi Lasers. Sci-Fi Lasers is fantastic, and if you are watching this video and you've purchased from Sci-Fi Lasers, you obviously know how well they are. Sci-Fi Lasers, Sky Lasers, Jet Lasers, Dragon Lasers. There's a company that just found out yesterday. It was called Sanwu, S-A-N-W-U. You need to go to Google Sites or Google website search, and you'll find him. He's also kind of like Sci-Fi as well. He kind of custom builds all of his lasers. And if you're just getting into the laser, I've been into lasers for a very long time, but it wasn't until recently I started buying high-powered lasers, so I can kind of consider myself a laser enthusiast. Of course, you need to remember that lasers are very dangerous, and don't purchase them unless you understand laser safety's rules and laws and all that good stuff. Just be very careful with them. Class 3B and Class 4 lasers are extremely dangerous, and all of these are Class 3 or 4, or Class 3B and 4. Now, if you're having a hard time figuring out which laser company to choose, you might want to try becoming a member on Laser Pointer Forums and purchasing from some of the sellers on there. Just go to the buy, sell, trade area on Laser Pointer Forums, and you can find quite a few people that are willing to sell all their lasers that they custom built, or some of the ones from previous companies that they purchased and just don't want anymore. There are thousands to choose from, trust me. This definitely looks like it's in the pink scale, but we all know that pink lasers don't exist. As close as you're going to get is magenta. But it's definitely a lot more pink on camera than it is in real life. It's obviously 660, which is pretty high up there in the red scale. The burning cap that comes with it, blah, blah, blah. Put that on there. Whoops. I didn't put that on right. I didn't put it on right. So I'll try to hold my camera with one hand and put that on there. There we go. Of course, there's your focal point. I have a question for some of you guys on here. A question that I can't seem to answer. I can't seem to figure it out. How come red doesn't burn your skin in lower power like 125, 150? That little 200 milliwatt ray phos over there and this 125 milliwatts wicked lasers, it doesn't burn you at all. There's no burning power at all. It does burn, you know, it obviously burns things very well, but it will not burn your hand for some reason at all. I'm trying to figure this out. It will not burn your hand at all. I'm trying to figure that out. I don't understand. Even the ray phos at fine focus won't burn your skin either, even at 200 milliwatts. I imagine you don't want to try that with a 445 or a 1 watt 660, but so I'll have to say it's a good thing that the person who I purchased this laser from actually put a piece of paper in the case that told the polarization of the laser, because this laser and this laser are obviously different. Positive in goes, you know, down, and the negative goes toward the actual diode. And on the wicked laser P125, it's the complete opposite. It goes in like a flashlight. You have positive actually toward the diode and negative toward the tail cap. So